Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Italian Innovation Day 2014. We're happy to see friends and new people coming to this audience. This is the 5th edition of an event whose focus is to kind of portray a different picture of Italy that goes beyond the place where, you know, the food is wonderful, the vacations are awesome, and the fashion is top. We want to portray an Italy where also the innovation and technology actually makes us different. So that's something we've been doing for a few years. And we have some clear signs of improvement, at least in the perception of what comes out of Italy here. So we're kind of proud of what we've been doing, not alone, but also with a number of partners that are kind of pushing in the same directions. So last year, we were here again. We were talking about the past and the present of Italian innovators. We talked about the signs that some of the Italian innovators left here in Silicon Valley. We actually had also an exhibition. But we also talked about the numbers and the dozens of Italian startups that today are actually here, moving here, and are making progress and traction and showing traction. Now, this year, we want to focus instead on the future. So we want to focus on the projection of what the new Italian innovators can be all about. And so we decided to focus the main topic of this conference and this showcase on the new Italian makers. And one of the reasons why we did that is because not too long ago, just a few months ago, I attended one of the events in Italy that really blew my mind. And that was the first edition of the Makers Faire European edition that was hosted in Rome. And here we have one of the co-creators of that conference, Riccardo Luna. It blew me away. There were 40,000 people that were attending that conference. Families, young people, older people, and it was kind of clear there was a path for the new innovators in Italy that could match on one side the creativity, the sense of design, really the manual DNA that is part of us, with the new technologies, with the 3D printing, with the Arduino technology that, again, is an Italian technology. So we wanted to focus on that very message, and that's what we are going to describe today. We also want to cover two other aspects that we think are very important to this new ecosystem that is growing. Us, Mind the Bridge Foundation, we've been active for a few years, 7 in fact from this year. We used to be focused actually on a limited number of startups per year, Italian startups. And today we're actually working with hundreds of startups. We have more than 120 companies that are graduating throughout our programs every year. But we also started to work on the other two pieces of the ecosystem that we think are crucial if we want to support an ecosystem, an entrepreneurial ecosystem that is producing success stories. So we're also focusing on investments and investors. We also have, in fact, a program for angel investors here in San Francisco to kind of show what are the standards of investing today in Silicon Valley, what are the rules of the games. We think it's very important to address those very early in the game. And the second piece that we think is fundamental is to involve in these discussions the mature businesses, the large corporations. So we need to kind of match these two worlds that today have been kind of separate and running on two separate levels, especially outside of US. And this is one of also of the topic that we're going to address today. We're going to talk about the Startup Europe Partnership. That is a brand new partnership that was just launched in Davos a few weeks ago. And we have the honor to be coordinating that effort. But really the objective of that effort is at a European level to be able to cross-pollinate the worlds of startup with the large corporations and being able to match them, right? And then we do expect that things can happen from there. All right, so that's it's going to be the rest of the day presentations. I just want to leave you with a thought. Just a few days ago, the French president actually was here visiting Silicon Valley. He was, in fact, addressing the launch of a tech hub, a French tech hub here in Silicon Valley, around San Francisco. And to his words, that's what he said. He said that Silicon Valley here is the place where our collective future is being invented every day. And we cannot afford not to be part of that discussion. If we want to create jobs, if we want to create economical growth, we need to be here. We need to have links. We need to be committed to this side of the world. So our hope is actually also that the Italian policymakers will follow suit. And starting from our new Prime Minister, Matteo Renzi, that is just been appointed, we just want to invite him here for the next edition of Italian Innovation Day, and that would be a great success. Thank you. Speaking of our representation and policymakers, I want to introduce you our partner in crime, in good crime, for these topics, the General Consul, Mauro Battocchi. I just want to say that it's such an honor to be, in fact, being represented in this area by the Consul that is so active, so committed, so close to the real business community that we look forward to more years together. Thanks, Mauro.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marco. First of all, thanks to you and to the Mind the Bridge Foundation for organizing this event. Every year is a way to showcase the best of our country in the technology and innovation sectors. This year, I think it's important, and especially important, even more important than last year. Why? Probably because Italy is going through a time of renewed change. Marco mentioned that we have now a 39-year-old prime minister. Before we had a 47-year-old prime minister, now we've gone down to 39. So the trend is to youth. But it's not just a matter of the age. The government is actually equipping itself to do a good job in communicating about our own assets. Well, you would imagine that we as Italians, we are very good at schmoozing and doing communication. But the point is we may be good at doing that in sort of soft sectors like, for example, food. But we are still lagging behind when it gets down to showcasing the strength of our technology and innovative capabilities. Those who are, who have hands-on in the sector, they know. And I was talking to our colleagues from the Irish Technology Leadership Group, and they know that we have incredible capabilities, incredible talent. And even American consumers know that we are very good at manufacturing goods with high quality and high-level design. Still, we are lagging behind when it gets down to saying, hey, Italy is the right place where to invest. Why is that? There are many good reasons to talk about, but let me say, maybe sometimes we've been too complacent, thinking that everybody would come to us, even if we didn't try hard to show them what we can do. Now the moment has come, and in the first panel that Marco will introduce, we will have the top-ranking officials and business people that in Italy at the moment are leading this new strategy to attract foreign direct investment. FDI is crucial, and we believe we have all the assets I was mentioning to be in the short list of the countries all over the world that attract FDI, also in the technology field. Our universities are very good. The cost of engineers, comparatively speaking, to Silicon Valley are relatively cheap. We have a loyal manpower. There are many good reasons, and the government now is committed to do whatever it can to make it easier for investors to take the necessary steps in the legal sector, in courts, and in all the necessary shops where, you know, the one-stop shops that at some point entrepreneurs have to deal with. We will listen to that later on during this conference. Let me just conclude to say that here in Silicon Valley, the Italians, teaming up with the Americans of Italian origin, are a great model for the whole world, for the Italian diaspora, let's say so. They are organized in networks, they work together, and this is a wonderful example. We can do, and we're already doing, but we can do more all together to promote this new image of Italy. I hope I can count on your support today, like in the following weeks and months. Follow us, and I'm sure that Italy, possibly maybe Mr. Renzi comes, if he does, let's hope so, Italy will be able to appear as the best-kept secret for investment in this part of the world. Thank you very much, and have a successful event. Grazie.